Okey-doke. Now we're going to go over Jesus healing people this evening. And the quote that we have is very fitting, that I believe. Of course, different era. I'm not actually sure what year this quote came about, but I think it's a part of a play or some kind of script from what I can receive from this. Let's go ahead and read it out. The quote for this topic is, "I feel no pain, dear mother, now, but oh, I am so dry. Oh, take me to a brewery and leave me there to die." So it's a little bit of a satire-ish quote. That's kind of what I'm getting. It's from a parody of some kind of play. That's all I have for that. But the fact that there's some misery associated with this quote, there's some pain or lack of feeling pain, but the main emotion that I feel out of this is misery. So on that note, let's go ahead and talk about healing and what it is like to be relieved of such misery. So let's begin. We are going to start out with Matthew chapter 8, verses 1, and then go into chapter 9 through 8. So pretty much all of Matthew into chapter 9. And this is that segment there in the gospel where he's healing people of the town and some outside the town, but we'll hear about that. When Jesus came down from the mountainside, large crowds followed him. A man with leprosy came and knelt before him and said, "Lord, if you are willing, you can make me clean." Jesus reached out his hand and touched the man. "I am willing," he said. "Be clean." Immediately he was cleansed of his leprosy. Then Jesus said to him, "See that you don't tell anyone, but go, show yourself to the priest, and offer the gift Moses commanded as a testimony to them." When Jesus had entered Capernaum, a centurion came to him, asking for help. "Lord," he said, "my servant lies at home paralyzed, suffering terribly." Jesus said to him, "Shall I come and heal him?" Give me one moment. I heard somebody calling baby. Let's see if we can get through this. The centurion replied, "Lord, I do not deserve to have you come under my roof, but just say the word and my servant will be healed. For I myself am a man under authority, with soldiers under me. I tell this one, go, and he goes, and that one, come, and he comes. I say to my servant, do this, and he does it." When Jesus heard this, he was amazed and said to those following him, "Truly I tell you, I have not found anyone in Israel with such great faith. I say to you that many will come from the east and the west, and will take their places at the feast with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob in the kingdom of heaven. But the subjects of the kingdom will be thrown outside into the darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth." Then Jesus said to the centurion, "Go, let it be done just as you believed it would." And his servant was healed in that moment. And just a side note, we definitely have read that one before. We're going to go ahead and continue on here. When Jesus came into Peter's house, he saw Peter's mother-in-law lying in bed with a fever. He touched her hand, and the fever left her, and she got up and began to wait on him. When evening came, many who were demon-possessed were brought to him, and he drove out the spirits with a word and healed all the sick. This was to fulfill what was spoken through the prophet Isaiah. He took up our infirmities and bore our diseases. When Jesus saw the crowd around him, he gave orders to cross to the other side of the lake. Then a teacher of the law came to him and said, "Teacher, I will follow wherever you go." Jesus replied, "Foxes have dens and birds have nests, but the Son of Man has no place to lay his head." Another disciple said to him, "Lord, first let me go and bury my father." But Jesus told him, "Follow me, and let the dead bury their own dead." Then he got into the boat, and his disciples followed him. Suddenly, a furious storm came up on the lake, so that the waves swept over the boat. But Jesus was sleeping. The disciples went and woke him, saying, "Lord, save us, we're going to drown." He replied, "You of little faith, why are you so afraid?" Then he got up and rebuked the winds and the waves, and it was completely calm. The men were amazed and asked, "What kind of man is this? Even the winds and the waves obey him." When he arrived at the other side, in the region of Gardenes, 2 demon-possessed men coming from the tombs met him. They were so violent that no one could pass the way. "What do you want with us, Son of God?" they shouted. "Have you come to torture us before the appointed time?" Some distance from there, a large herd of pigs was feeding. The demons begged Jesus, "If you drive us out, send us into the herd of pigs." He said to them, "Go." And they came out and went into the pigs. And the whole rushed down the steep bank into the lake and died in the water. Those tending the pigs ran off and went into the town and reported all this, including what had happened to the demon-possessed men. Then the whole town went out to meet Jesus. And when they saw him, they pleaded with him to leave their region. Almost the babies. Jesus stepped into the boat, crossed over, and came to his own town. Some men brought to him a paralyzed man lying on a mat. When Jesus saw their faith, he said to the man, "Take heart, son, your sins are forgiven." At this, some of the teachers of the law said to themselves, "This fellow is blaspheming." Knowing their thoughts, Jesus said, "Why do you entertain evil thoughts in your hearts? Which is easier to say, 'Your sins are forgiven,' or to say, 'Get up and walk'? But I want you to know that the Son of Man has authority on earth to forgive sins." So he said to the paralyzed man, "Get up and take your mat and go home." Then the man got up and went home. When the crowd saw this, they were filled with awe, and they praised God, who had given such authority to man. Okay, so a little excerpt from Matthew. I feel as though I'm kind of rushing to get this out, as far as not really having the desire to say what I need to say at this time. But hopefully you can understand the something. What am I trying to say? The way the events transpire, the timeline, I guess. I hope you can understand the timeline and how he was doing all of these amazing things. Some of the things were looked on upon as shocking, and some people, of course, were in disbelief, but also they didn't think that a man could possess such a power or such authority. So people oftentimes felt threatened by that. Especially the people where he drove the demons into the pigs. I think the pig farmers were a little bit upset that their whole group of pigs were now dying or dead in the lake, so that was a little bit of a problem. So a lot of people sometimes unwelcomed this uproar, right? Because it's messing with the status quo of things, and it's messing with the natural order of things. But Jesus, of course, his purpose is to come and to create change, and to demonstrate change, and to demonstrate purity, and to demonstrate healing. So it's very important for him to go ahead and demonstrate various acts. A lot of it was to show and to prove his authority, and prove that his authority came from God, because no one else, besides through the authority of God, can overcome different feats time and time again. So it's very important for him to show this and to demonstrate this. But it seems like it was a struggle, right? Going from town to town. He couldn't really let people know, like he had to say to a lot of people, keep this on the down low, because he didn't want the uproar. He didn't want the whole craziness that's all coming from it. He wanted it to be, especially at that time, very, very mellow, and, kind of just something that he would show to a specific select group of people. Because the more people learn about it, the more people have to say certain things and can come into different problems that way. Anyways, I'm tired still. I'm tired. I'm just feeling kind of like lazy with this, so I'm gonna try to keep up within the next few days, but it's going to be a little bit difficult for me to maintain focus. So I'm just going to take it slow, and I will see you when I see you. And I hope you guys have a good weekend, and stay blessed, stay chill, and have a good night. Bye-bye.